Hello, guys, and welcome to Off the Cuff Paranormal. Uh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Has anybody seen Mike? We've been looking for Mike, and we really don't know where he is. I haven't seen him. Does anybody know where Mike is? Wait a minute. Hold on. He was supposed to be here. What the heck is going on? Don't know. Hang on, guys. Hang on. I just want to show you what we were doing. Maybe we know where Mike is because we were doing this just before the show. As you can see, we were enjoying our ice cream. So I don't know exactly where Mike is, but wait a minute.
There's no divider. He's like,
Hi, Mike.
nice to meet you. Holy crap.
Don't look too quickly. Oh, my Lord. Hello, guys, and welcome to the show. I see it's Amy and probably Kay. I just don't see her, but I know she's there. She's hiding somewhere. I know it's Amy. She goes, don't look too quickly. There's a ghost behind you.
There is.
Well, so where are we, Mike?
We are in a special location.
It's very echoey.
Yeah, are we echoing, everybody? Can you tell us? Are we echoing?
Am I here or there? There.
And are we glitching?
I don't want to. Yeah.
Yes.
We all know where you are, so so probably.
Surprise! We are at Camp Alexandra.
The very historical Camp Alexandra.
Yes.
Over 100.
Oh,
Over 100.
it's over 100 years old.
Well, it won't let you comment, Kay.
Okay, what have you done now?
Kay, try coming out and going back in. Just leave and come out and come back in, and see if that'll let you comment. Sometimes it's just a glitch. It doesn't let everybody comment sometimes. I don't know why, but I'm sure there's other people. I don't know if I think we told everybody on Messenger that we were coming live. So, but for those of you that are either following us or about to follow us or going to follow us at some point in time through this evening, we were talking about.
We need a sign.
I don't see it. Oh, there's an exit sign. There's another exit sign.
Oh, there's a sign from Kay. She said nope.
Nope. Well, Kay, I can't help you then. You can always message us on Messenger, but I can't help you. I don't know why it won't let you comment.
You can send me a message, Kay.
Yes. Well, yeah, we'll see it pop up here too.
Yeah, I'll read your messages if you have anything to say.
That's right. We'll pass along your messages, Kay. Sorry about that. And anybody else that's out there from MPI that's not here yet, get your butts in gear and join us. But we were talking about signs the last time, 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I'm still trying to see. Is there any like sign?
Yeah, there's a sign over there. It says slippery when wet.
Be right back.
We got a sign, folks. We got to give you at least one sign. Now, I don't know if this is a sign of the paranormal, but if you do happen to go and smack your head, well, then
I found a sign.
we have a sign. I swear to God, if anything, I would bet you Kay just smacked her forehead.
I'm back.
But guys, we were talking about signs 2 weeks ago, signs of things that relate to the paranormal. And, you know, it's one of those things. Go on to our thing and tell everybody to come on in.
I'm telling everybody. I'm not ignoring you guys. You right there.
That's right.
You right there. It's you.
Okay, I think we got your fingerprint.
I didn't touch it. It's gonna smack me.
But we were talking about signs of the paranormal 2 weeks ago, and we finally come back and we decided we wanted to do it from this beautiful location at Camp Alex. The same location that we are doing an event at on September 23rd.
September 23rd. It also has a very significant,
There were many signs for
oh
that,
my
weren't
God.
there?
So I sent this clip to you and I sent it to Amy, who can comment. I don't know if it's Hollywood playing tricks on people or not, but September 23rd has had a huge impact on Hollywood. One that really stands out in terms of paranormal, it's the day that basically in Ghostbusters when New York City goes to hell.
That was September
That
23rd.
was September 23rd.
That's all, folks.
That was September 23rd, 1984.
September 23rd, 19. Really, I wouldn't even have known that.
I know, I'm just a geek like that.
Oh, no wonder the Obulus said geek. Gee.
It was foreshadowing the future.
Well, there you go. It was foreshadowing. It was a sign.
Did I say he was going to smack me?
But yeah, but it had a lot more than that, like something about the world wars.
Yeah, there's like, oh my God, the world is basically going to come to an end.
Oh yeah, Armageddon, multiple asteroid
Asteroids,
hits,
earthquakes,
I
you
mean,
name it.
yeah, it was just incredible. And you know, the stupid thing is, what do you mean, nope, nope, and nope?
Can you at least watch us, Kay? Can you
Can you actually see us, Kay? Can you hear us? I mean, just give us a sign. I'm sorry, Kay. I had to give you a sign. Oh, I think she left. And there's only one of them now. And then there was one.
And then it's just you, Amy.
It's just you, Amy.
That's
We're waiting for a sign. But again, that being said, I don't know what's happening with Kay. I don't know if she's on her laptop or her phone or what she's doing. But if anybody else has any issues with us, please let us know. But there was all kinds of signs as far as what could happen. Now, I'm not saying these were signs of necessarily the paranormal, but they were definitely signs foreshadowing doom and gloom.
Doom and gloom for sure.
Right. So
the world, basically.
I think all I said to you, Mike, was just let us finish our event first, right? Then doom and gloom away, man. I don't care. We're done our event. We're happy, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we want to show everyone all of our evidence and what the hell we even do.
That's right.
And then once we're done that, it's like, okay, world can end now.
That's right, because we'll look for them all later.
Yeah. I mean, everybody will be dead at that point, and then we're gonna have, I don't know what we'll do then.
Oh, speak for yourself, man. The asteroid's gonna miss me. I've had the sign.
You put the ass in asteroid.
All right, guys.
I couldn't resist.
Sign. So I don't know what's happening with Kay. I don't know where she went. She disappeared.
She's not messaging me, so.
Yeah. Well, okay. So anyway, hopefully, Kay, you do come back on and you're able to get back in and you're able to solve this issue. We don't know what it was. Anyway, signs. We talked about a bunch of stuff like pennies, money, numbers. God, what else did we mention? We mentioned all kinds of stuff last week or a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, like we started, I kind of went in order here, but feeling, electricity, money, music. And then I started kind of my sense. I didn't really touch on these ones.
Yeah. So we got a bunch more. Mike did a lot more homework than I did.
I still have a list.
And he does.
I actually, because I couldn't finish it, remember we did the show and I was in my bedroom.
Yeah.
And you were, I don't know where you were in your living room.
I wasn't in your bedroom. I was somewhere else.
He was not in my bedroom. But I actually saved the list. I put it in my nightstand. So then today I had to go back and get it out of my nightstand to bring tonight.
Okay.
Because we've been here for
3 hours. 4 hours. But we had dinner.
We got like 5 hours.
Oh, has it been 5 hours?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, 5 hours.
This is what happens after 5 hours of being together. Clearly.
As you can see, guys, yeah, it's been one of those days. But we do have a lot of signs for you. Now, one of the things that I wanted to point out, I guess, first was one of the things I noticed, and I had completely forgot about it last time, was insects.
Insectoids.
Insectoids. I've never heard
I
of
don't know. I
insectoids.
just like to call them insectoids.
Insectoids.
Insecticons.
And
Those like Transformers.
definitely more than meets the eye. So
We should do live shows together.
but honestly, guys, insects like and not just rodents and stuff like that. Like you're talking like rats. Like I mean, of course, we know there's cats and dogs and stuff like that are familiars and stuff. Rats, spiders, snakes, God, bats. What the heck am I missing? I mean, there's just so many of them that people look at and think these are sign of the paranormal. For instance, another one would be flies. Everybody thinks like when flies get together, it could be a sign of possibly something negatively paranormal. I mean, yeah, I would say the only thing negative is usually a bad garbage smell attracting them or something like that. But I mean, one of the things that people are also signing is smells. I think we talked about that last time.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. We
Smells.
did touch on smells. That
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. Like a familiar scent to a person that, like say your grandmother wore a certain perfume and all of a sudden you smell that perfume, or
Yeah.
if we're investigating somewhere and like, it was where they cooked ham
Yes, that's right.
and then
Yeah.
someone thinks about that ham.
Yeah, we don't know who that was.
It wasn't,
Yes, we
it
do.
wasn't in that building right over there. No.
And no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't in that building right there. It was in that
Oh,
building
right.
over there.
Run over beside them.
That's right. There's one more building.
Yes.
Right.
Right. Yes. Hey, yay, I'm home.
Yay! Kay's back. She can talk.
He missed some of our shenanigans.
Oh, I don't think she missed any of our shenanigans. I can't imagine.
Okay, you got 45 more minutes of shenanigans.
And that's just the beginning. But yes, so again, rodents and all that kind of stuff. People seem to look at some of these things as signs of the paranormal, or at least a connection to the paranormal. I mean, one thing that's always gathered me kind of funny was, and I know a lot of people consider it good luck, but some people consider it a connection, is why people carry around like, a rabbit's foot or a lizard's claw or, like what are
those like good luck charms though? Like,
well, yeah, but are they good luck charms or are they actually related to, the paranormal to a point? Because you have to believe in something to be carrying those things around.
but it's like because like it's like a superstition, right? So are superstitions considered paranormal?
A form of it, I think.
You think so?
I think so. I think so.
Amy K,
It's
what do you guys think? I don't know.
It's outside the norm.
I mean, I guess, because like, I don't know, I think I've told you before, I don't care to fly. And I have a superstition that I have to bring a book with me and then I'm okay. But I don't read the book. But I have to bring it with me. So it's almost like a superstition,
Okay.
but I don't look at it as paranormal though.
Well, yeah, but isn't superstition besides being a really good song, isn't it? Sorry, I couldn't resist.
It is a very good song.
But isn't superstitions actually just a part of the unknown, really? It kind of is, kind of it's not. But back to the point is that a lot of people are looking at these small creatures and cats and dogs as being connections to the paranormal, shall we say. Oh, hello, thespians, and no, you're not late. You're just, you're right on time for being here slightly after the start. How's that?
You're late.
We're watching that finger again. That finger gets pretty damn close. The closer it gets, the more trouble you are in.
We were practicing before, we want to make sure everything was working for you guys, and I accidentally touched something. I'm not allowed to touch Daryl's phone anymore.
That's right. So we used to go near and far, but no, he's not allowed to do that anymore.
I did? We did? I missed that part. Was there a sign?
It had something to do with
Phenomena.
That's right.
Phenomena. It really echoes in here, guys.
Yes, it does. Fashionably late. But hi, Holly and Ken, welcome aboard. So The thing is too, is that, I guess, Mike, you had a long list of signs and whatnot. Let's get right into it. So,
Well, it's not so much long, it's just descriptive. Really.
oh, okay. Well, we get to just,
Because you were touching on animals, so we can kind of keep going with that. I mean, you were talking about insects.
I
Right?
was.
So, I have seeing an animal that represents those that have passed, like a loved one's favorite animal. It's a form of a sign, right? So,
I guess
and I
so,
don't
yeah.
mean like a ghost of like a cat. I mean, like if someone had like a favorite animal, like say a deer, like a deer was their absolute favorite, and then all of a sudden you're thinking of them, and then you see a deer,
I see where you're going.
right? Like
Okay.
that would be, to me, it would be like a sign, like, oh my God, I was just thinking of that person that loved deer, and all of a sudden here's a deer in front of me.
That's true. I've had that happen.
Yeah.
Interesting. I can.
I can, or an animal synonymous with a past loved one, same idea, right? So,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
if someone was like, had their house decorated in chickens.
I'm not even sure where to go with that
I'm
one.
not saying I know anyone that has their house decorated with chickens. I'm just saying, like, what if, maybe, but
Okay.
if I like, is that going out too far over the edge?
Well, yeah. Cluck.
Um, or your own pet is acting as if someone is there chasing an invisible person, barking or acting peculiar. And I started this one because growing up, we had a dog, and this dog would actually pretend as if it was catching dog treats at totally random times. It would like sit down and look up and go for no reason.
It wasn't after flies, was
It was not up to flies.
it?
Yeah. So it was almost like there's something or someone tossing it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So is that a
And
sign?
that was somebody's dog that had passed.
Well, no, that was our dog,
Oh,
but it was in our house that we were growing up that we as kids had things happen to us, but my parents denied it. So
so you say somebody was tossing
I think someone was tossing the dog
invisible
cookies.
treats.
Someone was tossing their cookies. It was a sign that they tossed their cookies.
I gotta hold that one back, folks. I really gotta hold that one back. Well, Kay did say,
Oh, what did Kay say? I take off my
she
glasses.
goes, my mom and my dad had a white dove top of what? Top?
White dove top on their bedroom window.
Tap, you mean?
Tap.
Yeah, tap on the bedroom
It's
window.
very small font, you
It looks
guys.
like top. I tapped on the bedroom window early in the AM hours. Later, my mom's brother came to say her father had passed. Oh, wow.
See, that would be what I would consider an animal sign, right?
Yep, absolutely. Case like tap.
Hey, the font is really small. You have to understand this.
We got that, Kate.
Tap, tap, tap. We can see that.
Tippity tap.
Tap, tap.
I guess animals, yeah, they definitely can be tied that way. I mean, I can see that. And I mean, it's interesting because we really don't know what dogs and cats truly can see. We know, like, scientifically how well their eyesight is or isn't, how well their senses are or not. But can they actually detect the afterlife? I don't know. My guess is as good as yours, but
Yeah,
I could see it.
I've heard a lot of stories like that where like something like someone sees an animal and all of a sudden that person has passed away, right? Like they almost get a message beforehand and then it happens.
Yeah.
So I think there's something to it, to be honest with you. Animals are, I mean, and there's also like spirit animals and all that, but we don't even, well, we can get into it, but.
Yeah, but that's not really well, I guess it could be a sign, but you're already looking at a spirit, so you're looking at something paranormal, right?
True, that's true, yeah.
So we're talking about signs, so.
Yeah.
We've hit on the signs of animals, so.
Spirit animals would be another show.
Now, does this animal, like since we're in that animal realm of things, does this translate into like what people consider signs when they're looking at stuff like the cryptozoology, whether it be Bigfoot, Yeti, the flying bat thing, whatever you call it, Mothman, all that kind of stuff. Like, does that represent a tie to the paranormal when you see them? Because some people say they see Bigfoot and it's like they see it because they're actually trying to pass along a message of some type or whatever, right?
I'm going to say no.
What?
No.
Where's my bat? And why?
Because you called me to Mike, anyway, no. There's a mic over there, it's not me. He said it's tall and skinny, I don't know. No, I just told you the shenanigans you missed. Yeah, because like, in the term of what we're trying to figure out here is like, is it a sign of like the paranormal? No. Cryptozoology is a whole different realm. It's like,
It's still the unknown, no?
well, it's unknown, but it's not a sign of something.
But how do we know?
Well,
Have you ever seen a Bigfoot?
not yet.
Well,
E?
all right. So maybe not, but we'll just go with not yet. All right. Okay.
Not yet.
Next.
Okay, so I wanted to go back to this one because I'm fascinated by this.
Uh-oh.
Dreams.
Oh, dreams.
So are dreams a sign of the paranormal? Because I like when I have really weird dreams, ones that you could really clearly remember, like one I had night before last. What the hell is it supposed to mean? So I actually look up as soon as I wake up, because it's fresh in your mind. I look it up on my phone, like what is the meaning behind it, right? And sometimes there is a meaning, like it's like a visitation by a loved one or whatever. Other times it means something completely different, right? So, prime example, my dream from 2 nights ago. Disclaimer: I'm not weird. Yes, I am. What is this? I hope not. I dreamed I pooped myself last night. Wow.
Okay, we don't even. No, I'm not going to post that one. Okay.
No. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my dream because it's much
Yes.
better.
Yes.
I had a dream that my son, my oldest son, and my daughter were in a double-decker bus with me. My son, who doesn't have a license, was driving said double-decker bus. And we got a text message from my wife saying, please pick up chicken nuggets on your way home. And we had to drive the double-decker bus through a Wendy's drive-through, get some chicken nuggets. And then my house was not a house, but it was actually a fire hall. And my son drove into the side of it. And then the alarm clock went off and I woke up. If that means something about paranormal, I would really like to know what it means, but, and Kay, I'm sorry.
We'll just go with that. I'm sorry. Okay, so I don't know. I can't say, I've had dreams that have been unique, whether they've actually tied back. I know they've had concepts of parts of reality in them, but they were very abstract. Okay, I ran out of paper. I hate when that happens.
Isn't it called bog roll? Come on.
Okay, we're gonna get out of that. We're gonna get out of that messy dream. But I don't know. I don't know if it's a sign. I mean, if that's a sign, Kay, I would say she has to go shopping sooner than later. It was messy. Dreams. I've had dreams that have been unique. I mean, one of the things that somebody said to me the other day was really interesting. When people have a dream, like, you know how people have a dream that they supposedly die, right? Or they're about to die. They fall off a cliff, they're falling, and just before they hit, boom, they wake up or whatever. Somebody said to me that the reason that,
Ken that said it.
was it Ken that, yes, it was Ken that said it. Actually, thank you, Ken. So I'm going to use your quote. Well, I can't remember exactly how you said it, so this is kind of like a semi-quote. But Ken did say it, that we actually, the brain doesn't know, I think it was Ken that said it, the brain doesn't know what happens after we die. So you have to wake up before you die because it doesn't know what to tell you. It doesn't know what to say. It doesn't know what to program. So that's why we always wake up before that happens. That's one of the theories. Although my cousin would say different because maybe not, because he actually remembers seeing rocks pierce him. So I guess it goes a little bit farther than that, but we don't know how far. So I think dreams can definitely be a connection. I truly believe that. I just think trying to figure them out is the hard part. But I do like dreams.
Well, yeah, and like what I wrote down here is dreaming of vivid things that have a significant meaning or a special meaning. So, my dream had no significant or special meaning. Kay's really had no special meaning. But when you do have a dream that does have a significant or special meaning, so say, for example, you dreamt about fishing with your dad. I'm not saying you did, I don't know if you did or not, but if you have that kind of dream, right? Like, and you can remember like baiting the hook and having a conversation, a song that comes on during the dream, and you remember that. Is that a sign that you're being visited by a loved one?
That is, well, okay, so
Or are you
that,
just
no,
remembering something past?
that is a very good possibility, and it would make sense that maybe somebody was possibly trying to get a message across to you.
Mhm.
I really don't know, but it's definitely a plausibility.
Right?
Yes.
Because it could go both ways. It could be just your mind is like replaying a memory from when you were 10 years old and you remember it because it's a good memory.
Yeah.
But why all of a sudden, when you're 50 years old, are you getting this memory pop into your dream for no reason? Like you weren't watching a show about anything that had to do with fishing or anything like that.
Mhm.
You weren't thinking about your dad at all during the whole day. Because I know I think about mine every day, but there's no explanation for it. And all of a sudden it just
True.
happens. Those are the ones when you wake up in the morning, you go, huh, that was pretty cool. It was like almost like you were there again and, reliving it.
That is true.
That to me, I think is a sign. Not a
Yeah,
literal,
I can
not
see
a
that.
literal
I can see
sign, Although maybe in the dream he holds up a sign.
If you have a dream tonight about a sign,
I might.
you're gonna know. You're gonna know. All right.
It'll probably be a sign
So-
of ice cream.
I think I can concur with you that dreams seem to plausibly or can plausibly be, and sometimes downright feel like it, they can be a sign of a connection to a deceased person or a past person or loved one or whatever. Okay, teeth falling out is meant to be ill health. Well, I've never had a sign, I've never had a dream of my teeth falling out. Your defenses are down when asleep and you are more open to visitation.
Yeah, maybe. I can see
I
that.
don't know if I'm snoring away, man. It's going to be hard for me to realize somebody's visiting me, I'll tell you. But no, Ken, you are right.
I just dream of a motorcycle.
Give me that.
Second a second.
All right.
And if you guys happen to see a ghost or anything go past us, like, let us know, okay? Because we are in a supposedly, I'm not gonna say it's haunted.
That's true. And I'm sorry, guys, you're kind of looking at the top, end and ceiling. So the ghost is going to have to be pretty big. So if he does walk up behind us and it's a pure shadow figure, please scream.
There's a clock back there. That's a sign.
Clocks. I was going to get into that. Clocks, you're right.
I didn't segue that on purpose.
No, but what I'm saying is some people look at clocks and of course you look at a clock and you see 11:11. You look at a clock, you see 666. We've discussed this last time, the numbers.
You don't see 666 on a clock.
You know what I mean, 333.
If you see 666,
You're right. You see 666. You're right. But anyway, you get my point. You get my point.
it's behind you.
You get my point.
The clock is, yes, you're right.
What? That's me. Oh my God.
Okay, get off the pooping thing. Come on now. If you gotta go, just go. You can bring us with you. Or not. It's totally up to you.
Oh, you mean they're at the camp, Ken? Yes, we were at the camp.
Yes, we are at Camp Alex. They might have missed that.
That's true. Oh, you might have missed that.
Yeah,
we were at
it's
the
worth
very
watching
historic Camp Alex. So yeah, that's where we are.
Yeah.
There's actually 5 because Pauline can't count us too.
Well, and Beth is watching in the background.
Oh, how do you know Bev was watching in the
Because she told me she does.
background?
We can't see her.
Bev's the ghost.
And were you here?
Hello,
Got a
Bev.
voice recorder with us.
Hello, Bev and Mike, if you're watching. 2 thumbs up, even though they are down in the States right now.
Oh,
So they may be watching, they may not be. We don't know.
We don't know.
That's right.
Okay,
There's
so-
no sign to say they are or not.
Time.
Yeah, well, time is a big one because people see like, they wake up at like 11, they wake up at midnight, right on the money. You wake up at witching hour, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., whatever it is. They all seem to think, like, not a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people seem to think that these times are really specific, right? So it's kind of like, it's one of those things that we had discussed last time. But anyway, if you want to know more about the numbers, go back to 2 weeks ago and watch the other show. There's a lot more about numbers. But we're going to move along because we got more on the list down here. And yes, Ken, to answer your question, Ken, we were...
This was from Amy earlier today.
Yeah, 444.
You guys can't even see that.
Ken, what we were here for was to test the speaker system and the audio system, video system and stuff for our event on the 26th.
We're not doing an investigation.
No. Although we did do an impromptu...
Well, I mean, like I said, we brought a voice recorder with us.
We did novelist, and the weirdest thing, folks, is while we were actually here, we were here earlier, we went for dinner, Mike noticed that I didn't until I got back here, and I'm looking, and I don't know if you can see the scratches. We don't know where they came from. I can't scratch myself. I tried. I can't scratch myself, so I don't know where those scratches came from. Yeah, maybe it's a sign. Just saying.
I'm gonna hit you with that side.
Well, you never know. It could be a sign. I don't know, but it was really weird, man. I don't know where the scratches came from. Yeah, that's what I said. I said, ouch.
Yeah, it looks like it hurt.
So another. Yeah, well, it's quite scratching.
Yeah,
right?
because he didn't have it when we got here.
No.
And I noticed it when we were sitting down for dinner that he had scratches on his arm, and we'd only been in Alex Hall.
That's right.
It's the only building we've been inside. Oh, that Faye.
No, she did not scratch me. She's sitting at home sick, so she did not scratch me. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I just spotted it when I came back. It's a little bit sore. I have no idea what happened.
So that is kind of like a form of a sign.
It is like yes,
right?
it is.
So
if it actually happened here, and I just don't remember.
Well, I mean, I wasn't looking at your arms when we got here. But sorry.
I know because I drove here, and I mean, honestly, it was not on my arm.
Yeah.
So it's really weird, folks.
And I mean, we literally did nothing. We're sitting underneath the projector. We're set up on the bench that we're doing the video from. That's literally, there's nothing else in here.
Yeah.
There's nothing in here. So that's why it's echoing so much. There's no chairs. I mean, we're sitting on chairs, but.
Right. So I really don't know. So I'll have to keep an eye on that and see if something else happens. If I get scratched again, I don't know, but you can see it. It's good scratches.
It's fresh. I thought he did it at work, but he didn't have it when he got here. So.
Weird, very weird. Anyway, folks, what's next on signs?
Okay, apparitions.
Oh, okay. I have seen them. I've seen a couple in my time. They're definitely, I mean, I'm sorry, but that's really, is that a sign or is that just blatantly, here I am, hi, hello?
Exactly. I mean, I wrote it down, but I'm kind of like, well, if someone sees an apparition, they're gonna be like, that's not a sign of the paranormal, that is the paranormal.
Yeah.
But to specify, take off my glasses, anyways, seeing a silhouette, seeing a silhouette of a body, for example, a shadow figure at the end of your bed at night. Would you consider that a sign of the paranormal, or is that, nope, that's it?
I would consider somebody broke into my house and they better get the hell away from the bottom of my bed. I'm gonna knock them out. I don't know. I think if something out of the paranormal were at the bottom of my bed and I've had it happen, it was a sign to me that something was there that shouldn't have been there. Was it connected to the paranormal? Yes. I don't know exactly what I would take it as a sign of. I mean, I think it would be a sign of something, whether it's a sign of a warning, a sign of a visitation from a family member or friend. I've had it happen a couple times. Mm-hmm. It was it. Oh, it was 11? What? I've seen a full body Solid entity
I was 11.
in my room in the light. I was 11. Wow. Wow, 13 years and I hear that story. Holly. But no, that's interesting because it wonders though, was it like, did you take it as a sign or was it just like, this is just what it is, right? I mean, at 11, I guess you wouldn't really, I don't know how you would take it at 11 years
I mean,
old.
if you don't interact with it, and it doesn't interact with you, is that more of a sign?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because like I've seen a shadow figure in my bedroom, not recently, but I've seen a shadow figure, and I couldn't describe what it was or who it was, but I just assumed it was my birth mother who passed away. Now, for the disclaimer, I'm adopted, so that's what I just figured. I have no reason to say that for sure with certainty that it was my birth mother, but I just like to pretend it was. And I woke up and told my wife, and she's like, "Well, maybe it was her way of saying I'm watching you," and I screwed up.
That's possible. It's possible.
Right? But
well, Holly just said I took it as, oh my God, there's a man in my room.
yeah, Holly, that would be, if you could like definitely make out that it was a man, that's maybe not a sign of the paranormal. That would be like, oh yeah, there's a freaking man in my room. And if you're 11, that's even more terrifying.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. That would be terrifying.
Like,
yeah.
Ooh.
Well, folks, that's something I guess everybody has to consider for themselves if they ever see something. I think it's clearly a sign of something paranormal. As to what aspect of that is, that would be up to the individual, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like that. Yeah, that's definitely a sign.
Yeah.
What do we got?
That's it.
That's it?
Yes. We did all these other ones.
Oh, what you talking about, Willis?
What's my missing blank? I kind of wanted to touch on, like, have we ever had, during an investigation, a sign? And I don't mean from the ovulus.
Okay, so okay, all right. So, sorry guys. I've had signs. I mean, if you're thinking knocks, we've had knocks.
Right.
I've had, the one, a physical touch. I don't know if I've ever actually been physically, other than maybe this now. I don't know if I've actually been physically touched. I do remember, actually my very first investigation, very first one I ever did. No, hang on. Second one I ever did. Excuse me. Hang on, let me think. First or second? Well, anyway, either one or two. I was standing about, I don't know, about a couple of inches away from a wall, literally almost leaning against the wall. No windows, no nothing behind me, just a solid wooden wall. And there was somebody on the one side of me in a rocking chair, another person standing on the right side of me, and they're both like, "Oh, I'm getting poked, I'm getting poked, I'm getting poked, I'm getting touched, I'm getting poked." And I said, okay, listen, you're poking him, you're touching him, you're poking him. Do something to me so I know you're here. And behind me, it was like an ice cold breath blew right across the back of my neck.
Wow.
And I went, okay, that'll do. That I had to take as a sign. There was definitely something there because there's no way somebody was standing behind me. None. So I would have to say that, yes, I have encountered a sign of the paranormal in that aspect. Yes.
Yeah. So like
physical.
Yeah, being touched. I mean, obviously a scratch would be a sign. So like being touched, for example, I've been touched. And the first time it ever happened to me was pretty freaky, to the point where I thought it was actually something real. Like my mind was like, no, that wasn't something paranormal. You need to find a reason for that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So of course, take out your flashlight, and I was like looking around everywhere trying to find if there was like a mouse or something that came up behind me and put its paws against my back.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what it felt like to me. And there was nothing there. So then of course it's like, oh, well, then if there's nothing there, then what the hell just touched me?
Well, no.
So like that big touch would be a sign.
Well, now then you've had a couple of signs.
Yeah, now. We're not gonna touch on the tickle pickle again, are we? God,
The
no.
pickle tickle? No, we're not
The
gonna,
tickle pickle?
we're not gonna touch, we're not gonna touch on the pickle tickle. But there, yeah, so there you go. It does happen. People do get touched, people do get pushed. I don't think I've ever actually been physically pushed down, like to a point where,
I've never been
I've been
pushed.
knocked down.
No.
Kay, what did you just write? I've always felt that the entity back at parents' house in UK would give us a warning to leave the room. Was that a sign? And what would have happened if we had stayed? I don't know.
What was the warning to leave?
And that would be, well, I know this story and I just don't remember.
Like, what was did you get a audible voice saying, get out?
If I remember it, I thought it was just a feeling. Kay will have to clarify that, which she's probably going, tick, 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 tick. I'm typing.
I can't keep up, you guys. Stop it.
That's a sign. No, I do remember her telling me this story, and apparently that room was not very nice. They would not even, they wouldn't hang around in it very often at all, if at all. If they had to, they'd run through it, all that kind of stuff. So, I would have to say that was probably a sign, like a notification. The air got heavy. It was like trying to force two magnets together.
Okay, so a feeling.
Yeah.
A feeling,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's almost like a personal experience too, right? Like, it's not something that is too obvious, I guess, to those that aren't experiencing it,
Well, yeah, no, if somebody's not experiencing it, it's not gonna
right?
be
Like, I mean,
obvious.
if you're sitting here and you're like, oh, I don't like that feeling, and I'm sitting here going, what feeling? Like,
Yeah.
your dinner didn't sit well? Like, I don't know, right? Like, his stomach was gurgling like crazy an hour ago. I'm not kidding you.
I wasn't the only one.
And it really echoes in here. Did we mention it echoes in here?
Hello?
A stomach gurgle in here sounds like a demonic something or other. I don't know.
Sounds like a whale.
Yeah.
For those that have been here, you know damn well what it sounds like.
I think most of you have been here.
Yeah, I think so.
He's ever been in here, but
Yeah. Kate goes, I didn't want you there, no, because siblings and parents experience it too.
wow.
I guess, yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of signs that we have, I think. Let me see, what other sign have I had while I've been investigating? I mean, there's the usual signs that equipment are triggered and stuff, but then you always question that. You always question whether that was something that was done by something else. I think, I have to agree with Kay. I think feelings are a big sign when you're walking through a place. I mean, you just hit a certain area and it just doesn't feel right. And it's like that little voice. Like, if we look at it, is that little voice in the back of our heads really a sign? Like, what triggers that? What triggers that?
Well, some people don't have that little voice,
Well, I don't know many that don't.
Well, but I've heard that some people are like that, and it's like, I think those people are psychopaths. I have no scientific proof to prove that. I have that voice, so I'm not a psychopath.
I was just getting ready to leave. I'll see you later. No. I think I've gotten a few signs like that kind of feeling and stuff like that, but I've never seen anything other than like a full apparition. I've seen that. That was happened at the old keg down in New Westminster. Okay, so it's intuition. That's what you call the little voice, only intuition?
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, it is kind of like, being on investigation and all of a sudden you open a door and you're kind of like, nope, not going in there. And I've had that happen to me, even though I'm, not too far off the notches of where a gourd is. But, I'm not as insensitive as a rock either. So like, if I get that feeling as soon as I open a door, yeah, it's my intuition, but I have no basis to make me,
why?
yeah.
Yeah.
I have nothing for that. It's just kind of like, okay, I'm not going in there. And then you walk in, you're like, turn around, you're like, well, what gives?
True.
I don't know. I just, I don't feel like
No.
So
do you think that people themselves, like if you're in a group of people themselves can be signs?
Yeah, I think so. You have to watch for the signs though, right? Again,
Yeah.
you have to see how they're reacting, if they're reacting. If there's no reaction at all, it's kind of like, say we're doing an investigation, there's 5 of us in the room and everyone's kind of going, there's nothing here. Like, is that a sign? Or if everyone's going, I don't like it in here. Again, is that a sign? I think you kind of have to look at it as, yeah, it is. It's not an obvious one because it's unless people speak up and say something.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you can't necessarily read them. So yeah, I think it is.
Okay, all right.
It's the
Any,
inner-
any
the
other,
inner voice.
any other signs that you guys can think of right now? I mean, we've covered a lot of them in 2 weeks. We went
yes.
through a lot of them. And,
I mean, I could ask the Googles.
we get to ask Google.
Okay.
Google, give me a sign. Stop. I think, I guess, people have had, when people, see things, like they see things in, like a flame or something like that, or see things in a mirror, or see things in, certain blankets, like you throw a blanket down and it forms a certain shape or anything like that. Could that be a sign of something? You spill your water and you lift up your teacup and it's just like, like they do in tea reading, you get a bunch of kernels and they're in the shape of like something with horns or something. Is that a sign? Like, what is that, right? Is that a sign?
I think it's paradol.
But is it though? Because if you talk to a tea leaf reader, right, like they abide by them.
Yeah.
And they come up with some really weird stuff, man.
Which makes me think tarot cards.
Tarot card, well, yeah, okay. I'm not sure about tarot cards. I'm really not sure. I use tarot cards. I have used tarot cards. I do use tarot cards. But are they the sign of a paranormal? Are they just reading what energies we're putting into them? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if you were to go to someone and a tarot card reader, not just any random person on the street, and they didn't know anything about you, and they, start doing their thing, because I've never been to one, I don't know what it's called, and all of a sudden they say, someone recently has passed, and someone has, and they want to say they're sorry, okay, and they died from a disease that they've been fighting for a while. And it all kind of adds up. And I know there's chances are that they're going to be right because, certain things are like pretty common.
Yeah.
But if they said something like, they were in a car crash or something like that, which was pretty specific.
Yeah.
In that case, I think it's a little bit more believable, but is that a sign? I don't know. Does that mean that the person that they're picking up on is there with you, or there's a sign?
Okay, so what do you consider what I do? Is that a sign or is that just intuition?
So I consider what you do, I used to consider it. Yes. Now the bee's turned into a believer. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of intuition. It's kind of, you're picking up on something that I can't. So I kind of have to look at it as a sign, because I mean,
So some psychic, some sensitive, that there could be classified as a sign.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they're reputable and are giving you information that you can trust.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I understand where you're going.
I've had someone like, it's like, oh, you have an aura about you. It's like, do I need to shower? Like, I don't know what you're seeing because I'm not seeing it.
Well, it's looking a little brown, but if you shower, it might go gold on you. We'll see.
I'm not going there. Not going there.
That's not a sign you want, folks. That's not a sign you want. Okay, he goes, what about weather? My mom could read weather signs. She to watch the leaves of trees and know if the storm was coming. Well, I guess that could be a sign. Yeah.
Or is that just science?
Well, I mean, it depends on what people consider it to be, right? I mean, if you consider it a sign and forecasting the future and seeing it happen, it could be considered a sign to you,
So I
but
think
to somebody else, it's just science, right?
Signs really just come down to what someone is personally believes that.
True. She says scars or injuries, right? Heard if it's going to rain.
I
Does
thought
that mean it's going to rain? Because that hurts.
I just thought I heard footsteps up above us. I'm not joking you, by the way, guys.
Hello?
There is nobody above us, just for the record.
You sure the guy's not sneaking up the stairs?
I don't think he's here anymore.
No, I don't know. I haven't seen him.
That was interesting.
Okay, so
Maybe that was
Amy
a
goes,
sign.
could be. How about when you think about someone you haven't seen in some time and you run into them shortly after, where you give a sign that you were going to see them? What?
Okay, hang on. I gotta read this. How about when you think about someone you haven't seen in some time? Okay, I haven't seen Kay in a while. And you run into them shortly after. Well, that'd be nice if I ran into Kay all of a sudden. Were you given a sign that you're going to see them? I mean, that's almost like a premonition. And a premonition, I guess, is a sign.
I guess a premonition is a sign, yes, because you're getting a sign that something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Before it does.
But how far in advance does something have to happen? Like, you could say,
Well,
"Oh, I saw Kay today," and then all of a sudden, like 2 months from now, I see her. Well, that would make.
well, that I think.
I think it has to be pretty much.
Yeah, I would have to think it would be something completely like, I mean, okay, I haven't seen a Jim from Africa in 15 years, and you go around the corner like 3 weeks later and there he is. That could be something more like a sign. But I think if you're saying, well, I haven't seen Fred in 6 hours and he shows up at your door, is that a sign? I mean, I don't know. Is that just luck, right?
Do you actually know Jim in Africa?
No, but I know a few people in Africa, but none of them are named Jim. I was just throwing it out there, right? I mean, I don't know how many Jims are in Africa, but
I try not to. It's damn freaky at times.
so let me ask you about this. What about stuff that takes place, like somebody seeing stuff in their walls, or they're seeing shadows, or they're seeing stuff in their bedding, their carpet, or something like that? Would that be considered a sign if somebody were to say, "Oh, I saw like, you know, like
Like you saw Elvis in your cheese?
well, yeah, something like that. Like you see, like if you, yeah, exactly. If you see like, you know, if you see like, you know, the Lord Almighty in a cracker, are you going to eat the cracker, or are you going to take it as a sign?
I'm going to post it on eBay and try to get money for it. Obviously.
Well, there you go, folks. But
This is one that I know it has to do with the clocks, but
you wake up at the witching hour. If you wake up at 3 o'clock every night, you may need to lay off the caffeine in the evening. Of course, spirits in your house might be nudging you awake at 3 a.m. You know what? I'm sorry. I wake up every morning at 4. So, I mean, am I being witching hour? No, I got a bunch of witches at work maybe, but I don't, you know, no, just kidding, folks.
no, it says the spiritual world is between 3 and 5. So that's considered, you wake up at the witching hour every day anyway.
Yeah, I do.
So, but for the average person, you know, that doesn't get up to dark
I
100.
don't know. I think it's more the fact that how much water did you drink the night before? I'm sorry, but I do. I mean, if I drink a lot of water, there's no way I'm getting past like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because I gotta go, right? So, I mean, if you are usually a sound sleeper, you sleep through it, you sleep right on through that time. And for whatever reason, you know, for like 5 days in a row, you wake up at the same time, bang on the money every night or within like a minute, then you'd have to think, well, okay, is there something waking me up or has something changed? If nothing's changed and you can collaborate that, then maybe you might have a sign of something.
It would have to be something very consistent for sure.
I would think so,
Yeah.
something out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Now, Amy wrote,
My dad grew up, this is my Amy accent.
oops, hang on a second.
Oh, God.
Where are we here?
My dad grew up with a boy in Newfoundland. and lost touch. 30 years later, we are in Disneyland, and he mentioned him in conversation. His friend ended up being on the same ride an hour later.
Yeah.
Okay, that would
That's
be
pretty good.
Pretty good. Oh my
That's
God.
pretty good.
Yeah, because that's
That's
not even
pretty
like
good.
remotely close, right? Okay, I ate curry the night before I dreamed of poop. Okay, did I mention I'm sorry? And I don't know what I'm sorry for. Maybe I'm just sorry for you. I don't think I've ever had a dream where I pooped myself.
Let's get away from the pooping really quick, but I do have to agree. I think, Amy, I think that particular instance, I think that's rather unique. And I mean,
That's
it might have been coincidence, but I mean, it's pretty unique that maybe something, guided the two together because they knew they were in the same area, they were mentioned, and something just went, hey, let's make them meet because they haven't seen each other in a long time. I think that's pretty cool. Oh, and here's one for you, Kate. Dreaming about pooping on yourself can be a distressing experience, but it can offer valuable insights into your working life. This dream often signifies feelings of being overwhelmed or trapped in a particular situation. Oh, now that's weird. That's really weird, Kay, because honestly, if you think about it, you are trapped in a relatively weird situation. Wow. That's a sign, man. Holy cripers.
I didn't make that up. I asked the Googles, what does it mean?
We were just reading that. Apparently, Kay, yeah, it actually matches your situation.
It does.
And for others that don't know, she lives up in Kelowna, so with the fires up there and everything, it is basically being like you're trapped. You don't have anywhere else to go. Rock slide on one side and fires on the other. You were kind of stuck for a while. So that could be exactly what's happening.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just a sign of being overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's a sign, and you have been overwhelmed. So yeah, I think that's one hell of a sign. So folks,
it's your subconscious, really. Your mind is kind of trying to make sense of it all. And it's like, okay, I'm going to make a really confusing way of making it make sense by doing this.
Yeah.
And it makes even less sense of what's going on. And it's like, okay, I'm overwhelmed, and I just had this weird ass dream. Now, is it a sign of the paranormal? I'm not going to go there.
I don't know if it's a sign of the paranormal, but
that's pretty cool.
It is definitely a sign, I think, and that's pretty cool.
I think what it really comes down to, though, is that signs, like what I said before, it's all a matter of personal perspective of what you think is a sign and what you don't think is a sign.
And interpretation of it.
Interpretation of it.
Yeah, 100% agree. And folks, guess what time it is?
Well, holy
poopers. It is, folks, it's 8:59. So we've reached the end of another great show here. There goes Mike. He's walking away. He's get back here. He's lost in time, folks. He's lost in time. But folks, thank you so much for joining myself, Daryl, and
me, Mike, without a divider.
That's right. We got no divider this time. Don't worry. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with the divider. It'll be right here again.
We can only do this so often.
That's right.
This is the first time, so this is pretty cool.
Yeah, there you go. And oh yeah, tomorrow, folks. One last thing. And I don't think you can get tickets. You might be able to get tickets tomorrow. I don't know. You can try. They might have a few left. But we are having a Paranormal 101 at the Vancouver Police Museum in Vancouver. It is going to be an awesome event. They're almost sold out, which means there are 50 plus people, I think, that are going to show up and learn all about the paranormal. Basically what we do, why we do it, how we do it, and everything in between, plus some really interesting evidence in the long run. So you want to join us tomorrow.
And if you missed that one,
oh, and if you missed that one, yes, we have, what's next?
Right here.
We have here.
Right here. Literally right here. Camp Alex, South Surrey, Crescent Beach. I mean, the beach is literally right here. Those of you in MPI, you already know that. But literally in this room where we are right now, Alex Hall, this is where we're going to be showing some evidence. We're going to be, going over what we do, how we do it, and showing you some really cool stuff. So tickets are available. If you go on our Instagram, our Facebook, there's a phone number you can call. Just don't call on the weekend because you have to leave a message. You have to call Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm. And did you notice the roof behind us was fluctuating dark and light?
Told you there's something up.
I think so. Hey, maybe it's a sign, guys. Anyway, on that note, for myself, Daryl again, and
Mike and whatever the ghost is up there.
that's right. We want to wish you all a very good evening, and thanks again for joining us on Off the Cuff. Stay tuned for more in a couple weeks, and we'll see you again soon. Good night, guys.
Au revoir.